And this is segment 3 on Bob Lutz's involvement in the destruction of the trade towers to set off the subsequent economic effects and to get the world to use electric cars. This is all information on Robert Lutz and quotes from Robert Lutz. Robert A. Lutz was named General Motors Vice Chairman of Product Development on September 1st, 2001, and on November 13th, 2001, he was named Chairman of GM North America. Prior to rejoining GM as Vice Chairman, Lutz was Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Exide Technologies. It's a battery maker from 1998 to 2002. He served as Chairman until his resignation on May 17th, 2002, and as a member of Exide's Board of Directors until May 5th, 2004. Lutz said the root for the Volt came when he was CEO of the battery company Exide, and he wanted to demonstrate an electric car. And I talked to his brother, Mark Lutz, on the phone, and he said that they had this new battery from Exide Technologies, which I talked to John Peterson of Axiom, which is a battery company, and then they own that battery now. And it's supposedly going to be the main buffer between full strong electrics with the lithium ions and the weak hybrids or small hybrids where they use braking system. And Mark Lutz said this. He said that the new battery fueled speculation on a new type of battery, a new type of car, a new type of century. And these people are serious people. They don't say new type of century unless they really mean it. And John Peterson said that energy storage was expected to reap more lucrative gains in this coming century than information technology, which is big money. So, more on Bob Lutz. He also served as a jet attack aviator in the United States Marine Corps from 54 to 65 and attained the rank of captain. Lutz was born on February 12, 1932 in Zurich, Switzerland, and he's still a Swiss citizen as well as a U.S. citizen, as is his brother. Now, he's a jet attack aviator, and I believe that he trained the pilots not to fly, but in the scenario. I believe he came up with the scenario and the attack pattern, because no one in the Al-Qaeda had training to. They just had basic flying, basic aviation training. They didn't have attack jet aviation training. And if you're an attack jet pilot in the Marines, they're going to train you on combat scenarios and planning attacks. And no one in Al-Qaeda had that kind of training. Bob Lutz did. Here's a quote from 2005. However, right now, since we need to charge more for a hybrid propulsion system, fuel savings have to be calculated against that. But if fuel prices go up to $3 a gallon, hybrids really become a no-brainer. Now from 2006. The real issue is petroleum, he says, and the real objective is electric drive. Whether it's powered with a fuel cell or a lithium-ion battery, hell, we just want to get out from under the oil companies. Here's something from 2006, December 27th, written by Robert Ferrego. Bob's subsequent proposition, higher gas prices are a fair and more compelling way to get Americans to drive very small cars, is not without merit. Of course, Maximum Bob quickly assures his readers that he's not advocating higher gas prices. No, biofuels are the real way to save fuel. Until GM can realize the electrification of its vehicles, which presumably the government won't encourage, scratched out, force anyone to buy, according to Maximum Bob, as long as gas costs around $2 a gallon, people will exercise their freedom to buy the vehicles they want, V8 engine and all. September 20th, 2007. Okay, one last question. In the big picture, looking decades out, of all these contenders, biofuel, hydrogen, and electric, what do you see? Electric is going to play a big role, says Bob. A lot of the answer to your question depends on how good a job we do commercializing the Volt. Will it live up to its promise of 40-plus mile electric range while the battery lasts 10 years? Can we bring it in at a price that most people could afford? If the answer is yes to all that, then I think the future for electrics is absolutely unlimited. And the writer again. Anyway, I actually found Lutz quite charming and was impressed at his willingness to speak his mind. One comment that really struck me: if our national priority is to reduce fossil fuel use, it is hard to envisage a solution that works whereby the consumer doesn't have some skin in the game. Here I absolutely agree with Bob Lutz. If we're to wean ourselves off oil and its derivatives, we better be willing to sacrifice, whether it's in the form of conservation costs or just plain doing without. February 13th, 2008. According to D Magazine, at a private lunch, GM Chairman Maximum Bob Lutz said global warming is a total crock of shit. This was after the Chevy Bolt was already signed on for production. So he backs up global warming and